Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent Mic English.
Hello. It is great to be back in the studio.
I am Sarah, your guide on this English journey.
And I am Mark, here to help you master the difficult parts of the language.
Mark, today we are discussing the holy grail of English learning.
The Holy Grail. That is a very strong idiom, Sarah.
It is. Could you explain what holy grail means in this context?
Of course. It refers to something that is very desired but very difficult to find or achieve.
Exactly. And today's holy grail is how to speak English without thinking.
Ah, yes. Speaking naturally. Speaking without translating in your head.
Many of our listeners say they feel stuck. They translate every word from their native language.
That is a very common problem. We call that the translation trap.
The translation trap. I like that name. Why is it a trap?
Because it slows you down. It makes your speech sound robotic.
Right. You pause too much because your brain is working too hard.
Exactly. Today, we want to help you achieve automaticity.
Automaticity. That is a big word, Mark. Can we define it?
Sure. Automaticity simply means the ability to do something automatically, without active thinking.
Like driving a car?
Perfect example. When you first learn to drive, you think about every movement.
Yes. Hands on the wheel, check the mirror, foot on the brake.
But now, you drive and listen to the radio at the same time.
I don't even think about my feet. It just happens.
We want your English to be like that, automatic.
So how do we start? What is step one?
Step one is to stop learning individual words.
Stop learning words? That sounds counterintuitive.
It does, doesn't it? Counterintuitive means it feels wrong or opposite to common sense.
Thanks for the definition. So why shouldn't we learn individual words?
Because individual words force your brain to use grammar rules to build sentences.
And using grammar rules takes time.
Exactly. Instead, you should learn chunks or collocations.
Okay, let's pause. We have two key terms here. First, what is a chunk?
A chunk is a group of words that always stay together, like a pre-made phrase.
Can you give us a simple example?
Sure. Think of the phrase, how's it going?
We use that all the time.
Do you think about the grammar? How plus is plus it plus going?
No, never. I just say, how's it going, as one sound.
Precisely. That is a chunk. You memorize the sound, not the grammar.
So if I learn chunks, I don't need to build the sentence.
Right. You just pull the phrase from your memory. It's instant.
That makes sense. Now, what about the other word, collocations?
Collocations are words that naturally go together. Native speakers prefer them.
Like heavy rain?
Yes, we say heavy rain, not thick rain or strong rain.
Even though strong rain makes logical sense.
It makes sense, but it sounds unnatural. It forces the listener to think.
So to speak without thinking, I need a library of these collocations.
You do. You need to store them in your brain as single items.
Okay, strategy 1 is learn chunks and collocations. What is strategy 2?
Strategy 2 is about input. You cannot output what you haven't input.
That sounds like a computer term.
It is similar. To speak English, you must hear a lot of English.
But many students study textbooks. Is that enough?
No. Textbooks teach rules. Listening teaches flow.
Ah, flow, the rhythm of the language.
Correct. If you listen to podcasts, like this one, your brain starts to recognize patterns.
So it's about subconscious learning?
Yes. Subconscious means happening without you trying. Your brain absorbs the sounds.
So I should listen even if I don't understand 100%?
Definitely. We call this comprehensible input. You should understand maybe 70 or 80%.
If it is too hard, you tune out. If it is too easy, you don't learn.
Exactly right. You need to find that sweet spot.
Sweet spot. That's a great idiom. It means the perfect position or balance.
Yes. Find the sweet spot where you understand the story, but hear new words.
Okay, so we have chunks and we have input. What is the third tip?
This one is practical. It is a technique called shadowing.
Shadowing. Like a shadow on the ground?
In a way, a shadow follows your body perfectly. You want your voice to follow a native speaker.
How exactly do I do this? Can you walk us through it?
First, find an audio clip with a transcript, maybe a minute long.
Okay, I have my audio. Do I listen first?
Yes, listen once to understand. Then play it again and speak with the audio.
Wait, do I pause the audio?
No, that is the secret. You speak simultaneously, just a fraction of a second behind.
That sounds difficult. Why not just repeat after the sentence ends?
If you wait, your brain has time to analyze grammar. We don't want analysis.
I see. Shadowing forces you to match the speed and intonation.
Exactly. It builds muscle memory in your mouth.
Muscle memory, so your tongue knows where to go without your brain telling it.
Precisely. It connects your ears directly to your mouth, bypassing the thinking brain.
I imagine that feels strange at first.
It feels very strange. You might stumble, but that is okay.
Stumble? You mean make a mistake or trip over words?
Yes. If you stumble, just keep going. Don't stop. Catch up to the audio.
This sounds like a workout for your mouth.
It is. 10 minutes of shadowing is more effective than an hour of reading.
That is a bold claim, Mark, but I believe you.
Try it for a week. You will feel the difference in your fluency.
Okay, let's move to tip number 4. What if I am alone and can't use audio?
Then you should use self-talk or narration.
Talking to myself? People might think I'm crazy.
Maybe, but it is highly effective. Describe what you are doing.
Like, I am making coffee, I am pouring the water.
Yes, but try to make it natural. Oh, I need some coffee. Where's my mug?
So, creating a monologue in English.
Yes, a monologue is a speech by one person. This helps you think in English.
Because usually my internal voice is in my native language.
Exactly. You need to switch that internal voice to English.
What happens if I don't know a word while I'm narrating?
Great question. Do not stop to look at a dictionary.
Really? Why not?
Because that breaks the flow. Instead, describe the object.
Can you give an example?
Imagine you forget the word for kettle. You can say, the machine that boils water.
Ah, circumlocution. Using many words to describe one thing.
Exactly. That is a vital skill for fluency. It keeps the conversation moving.
So the goal isn't perfection. The goal is flow. Yes. And that leads us to my final, most important point. Let's hear it. To speak without thinking, you must accept mistakes. Accepting mistakes? That is hard for perfectionists. It is, but fear is the enemy of fluency. If I am afraid of making a mistake, I will hesitate. Yes, you will check your grammar in your head. That is the translation trap again. So I should just speak even if my grammar is messy? Yes, communication is more important than accuracy. I like that philosophy. It takes the pressure off. Absolutely. Relax. If you are relaxed, your brain works better. Let's quickly recap the main points for our listeners. Sure, to speak without thinking, avoid translation. Focus on learning chunks and collocations, not just single words. Absorb lots of comprehensible input like podcasts. Practice shadowing to build muscle memory. Use self-talk to narrate your day in English. And finally, don't fear mistakes. Just keep talking. That sums it up perfectly, Sarah. One last question, Mark. How long does this take? It is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient with yourself. Consistency is key. A little bit every day. Exactly. Even 15 minutes a day makes a huge difference. Well, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening. Keep practicing those chunks. We will see you next time on Fluent Mic English. Bye. Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the video.